So we're going to start the free agency period off with the re-signings. Of course, we all know I could have streamed this and you guys could have helped me make decisions, but YouTube hates me. So we have a few players to re-sign for sure. So the first one is Hunter Henry. If we look at his stats, he's not really done a lot the past 3 seasons. He's improved every season, but he's never really made that gigantic impact. And if we look at what he wants about $7 million per year. And I'm just not willing to pay that because he's not played with that production. So Hunter Henry will test the market. Jatavis Brown is another one. This scheme really does not use a left outside linebacker, so he's not really needed. Last year he played all right outside. That's why he had a big year. This year he played solid at left outside, but he wants a lot of money. Like, I would consider re-signing him, but he wants almost $10 million a year, which, no. Orleans Darkwa, he's a talented player, but is not really needed because we have Alvin Kamara. These two are just depth guys, which we could use some extra depth. Neither of them, I mean, I guess he's not asking for too much. So, Dante Jackson will be re-signed of the Los Angeles Chargers. Max Twerk, despite his funny name, maybe we should re-sign him only for $2 million a year. I don't think that's an absurd contract for what his stats are. So he comes back to Sean Woods. He's a pretty talented player. He wants about $3.5 million a year, which I'm not really looking to do. Alan Tannehill, I'm not really looking to pay him that. Levine Toilolo, not really looking to pay him that because the Chargers already have Jeremy Sprinkle. Alex Anzalone, he's really just a backup, but that's not an awful contract, so I think it'd be okay for him to come back, but he does not want to come back, and I don't think the Chargers are going to franchise tag a backup for $10.2 million a year. Jakeem Grant, I think, is an important player to bring back. He's made 2 Pro Bowls, so as a kick and punt returner, he hasn't really been that insane, though. But it's not too bad to bring him back. So he just come back. Andy Gollick, nah. Gilbert Yancey Jr., nah. Kelvin Beachum, nah. Kurt Maggot, nah. We don't really need anyone here. Rodney Adams has, like, a nice skill set. Looking at him. $3 million a year is a bit much, so maybe not. Trevor Williams, he isn't quite as good as he is in real life. That's not too much, so we might as well just give it to him. And he accepts. So now we are in free agency. Hopefully the free agency class is nice. We could use a tight end, but there's also always the draft. Same with outside linebacker. I don't even know who Barton is. Those are the only 2 starters we lost. Hopefully the free agency class is good. Neither of the first 2 have been very good. Okay, wow. So, Dak Prescott is in free agency. The Cowboys decided not to bring him back. Keanu Neal. This could be a player that the Chargers signed. They have Marcus Williams. They have Trey Boston. Marcus Williams was great last year. He's definitely going to keep his starting role. But Trey Boston, he's only on a 1-year contract. Maybe. Big Ben, probably not. Austin Hooper very well could be a Charger. Deion Jones, maybe, because we could use a linebacker. Joe Tooney, because offensive lineman is needed on this team. So this free agency class is pretty good. Backup quarterback is a need. Phillip Rivers, I'm going after Phillip Rivers, no question. I want $10 million a year? I guess for 1 year. I think this is a good contract. The Chargers traded Phillip Rivers. It'd be nice for him to retire an LA Charger. Jared Goff is in here. He could be a good backup. Jacoby Brissett. Running back is not too big of a need. Derrick Henry is an extremely talented player, but probably isn't needed. Devontae Booker, he killed us back in season 2. Brandon Oliver, former Charger. Ray Nielsen, I remember scouting him. I almost drafted him, I think. Gilbert Yancey was on the team, not re-signed. Fullback is not too big of a need with Cooper Barrett. This guy looks pretty good. And he has quick development. So I would choose him over Cooper Barrett any day, but we'll just stick with Cooper Barrett. Receiver isn't too big of a need. I don't think we really need any depth there because Robbie Anderson is a solid number 4 receiver. I think he's only on a 1-year deal, so maybe someone like Leonte Carew or someone like that could be a good signing. So why not give an offer to the former Rutgers player? Actually, that's a lot of money. So no, never mind. Tight end Austin Hooper is here. He's asking for similar to Hunter Henry, so I don't really think so. I'm not too huge on that. We could use depth because all we have is Sprinkle. Mike Vierling. Yeah, I'm not, we don't have the most money, so I'm not like willing to throw out money everywhere. Left tackle. This guy, does he have a development trait? Nope. Jason Spriggs. Left guard, Joe Tooney. That's a lot of money. But I may consider giving... I'll just give him an offer for now. That's a lot. For an offensive lineman who's, like, good but not, like, great, that's a lot. Anyone else in here who looks interesting at O-line? Jermaine Ifedi? Nah, just because I have a development. Nope. Defensive end is not a huge need, but Melvin Ingram is kind of old. Jihad Ward, he could be a potential player. Went to Illinois. Charles Tapper, Hassan Ridgeway. They could be good depth because we did lose Jamius Bailey. Defensive tackle, I don't really think that's a need. There's plenty of depth at this position. And we have two good starters with Solomon Thomas and Rashard Street. Right end, maybe like a Dietrich Wise. I'll throw him an offer. Linebacker is a need. Obviously, that can be addressed during the draft. Emmanuel Ogba, he's not too bad of a player. Go to the Browns here. Middle linebacker, Deion Jones looks so tempting. So does Miles Jack. But we don't need a middle linebacker. Leonard Worrell is a beast. We could always play one of them at outside linebacker. But Miles Jack could be a player I sign. We're outside linebacker. We could use some backup linebacker depth. So I'll start like this dude right here. Jarrell Streeter. Corner. Mackenzie Alexander is not a bad player. That's a lot of money for him though. Brian Poole. Cyrus Jones. I feel like I thought I re-signed Deshaun Woods. I guess I didn't. Jalen Mills. I guess I'll... that's a lot of money too. So at free safety, Trey Boston is a good player if we keep him. He's only on a one-year deal. Keanu Neal is in free agency, which we'll get to in a second. And there's a good free agency in the draft. But we do need depth anyway. And look, does this guy have a development? Nope. Bashad Breeland. I saw Tedrick Thompson up there. Maybe we go after him for Colorado. That's not a bad contract. I'll pay him. Strong safety. We do have Sua Cravens, but the only guy I'm really considering is Keanu Neal. Which, what does he want? Okay, he wants to get paid, because that's clearly not enough. I'm not paying Joe Tooney that. So, Keanu Neal wants about roughly $10 million a year. So, are we willing to pay him that? He's definitely going to accept. So, I have to decide, should we pay Keanu Neal the money, or should we stick with Trey Boston and maybe draft someone? There is a good safety in the first round to play, like C.T. Cooper from Ohio State. So, I'm going to have to make this choice. So, I made my decision about Keanu Neal if I wanted to sign him or not. Not going to show you just yet. And also with Joe Tooney, I'm not going to offer him a contract. Our offensive line is young and it's talented. And I'm not really looking to pay him that much money. So, let's see if the players we want will join the Chargers. As Phillip Rivers accepts, Streeter accepts, Dietrich Wise accepts, and Keanu Neal accepts. So, we decided to go after Keanu Neal. Marcus Williams is not going anywhere. I'm kind of curious how good he is at corner, as well as Keanu Neal and even Trey Boston, because I feel like we have a lot of safety depth right now, not really as much corner depth. Keanu will be an 85, Boston will be a 78, Marcus Williams will be a 75. So, if we were to draft that safety, because the cornerback class is solid, but it's not like really great, we could move Keanu Neal to corner. I feel like Keanu Neal is like a perfect safety though. Really good zone, really good hit power, which I like for a safety. So Phillip Rivers accepts. I did lowball him a little bit. I did not pay him $11 million a year. I think I paid him more like $5 million. Tedrick Thompson, I think, was the only person who didn't accept. So hopefully he accepts, because I would love to get some nice safety depth. I mean, Desmond King Can play safety, then again. Wait, did Keanu know 6,000 XP? Yeah. Ooh. Looking at some of free agent signings, Sua Cravens is headed to Jacksonville to hang out with that already stacked secondary. Jalen Ramsey and AJ Boye, of course, as Barry Church is getting older. This is a very solid move for Jacksonville. The Raiders are giving Derek Carr a new target to throw to, and tight end Austin Hooper from the Atlanta Falcons. They took another Falcon in middle linebacker Deion Jones. So, 2 Atlanta Falcons, Austin Hooper and Deion Jones, are going to Oakland. Of course, the Falcons also lost Keanu Neal, who of course went to the Chargers. So, these are 2 players that the Chargers are going to have to play twice a year. That can't be fun. The Rams were willing to pay Joe Thuney the big bucks. He definitely got him. Very talented player. They also got Jatavis Brown from the Chargers. Of course, former LA Chargers. Been on the Chargers his whole career. He's going to stay in Los Angeles, but join the rival Rams. Vikings aren't too happy with Sam Bradford at quarterback, so they're going after what is most likely a 1-year rental in Big Ben Roethlisberger. The Bears decided to get themselves some pass-catching help for their young quarterback, Mitchell Trubisky, so they went out and got the former New York Giant wide receiver Sterling Shepard, and they were not done there as they got the former Los Angeles Charger Hunter Henry to play tight end, so Mitchell Trubisky has some new friends. Shady McCoy is definitely getting up there in age, so the Bills decided to go out and get the former Heisman Trophy winner Derek Henry. Last but certainly not least, the Cleveland Browns have found themselves their franchise quarterback by signing Dak Prescott. R.I.P. Dak Prescott's career. Before we end the video, I gotta show you guys who's going to be in this draft. So, quarterback, we obviously don't need a starter, but we could use a long-term backup because Phillip Rivers is definitely not the youngest, and Peyton Mankins is not very good. So, this Christian Wilcox guy looks really good. Running back, I'm probably not going to take one. We're good at starter with Kamara, and we're good at the backup spot with Alvin Kamara. Melvin Gordon is the starter, and then we're good at backup with Kamara. Receiver, there is a lot of receivers, and Keenan Allen's not the youngest, and we don't have Hunter Henry, so we could move someone to tight end. These 2 are like literally the same player. Here's a look at Adrian Ziegler. They're the same height, they're the same age, they're almost the exact same weight. They had extremely similar combines. Spencer Bailey looks a small tad bit better. But there are also some good ones down here. Henry Robinson, Jorge Randall, Brian Herrera, Aaron Morton, Patrick Mays. This guy looks so good in the 4th round. DeMarcus Hoyt. Normally, late round receivers, after the 1st round, are trash. But there are a lot of good ones in this draft. Tight end. This is a very strong draft for tight ends. Obviously, we need a tight end. We could draft a receiver and move him to tight end. There are some good ones here. Ray Santos had a great combine from Texas. Another Texas tight end, Tyshawn Haltman. He looks pretty good. And then the next tight end after that is from Texas as well. 3 Texas tight ends. My favorite is probably this guy, but this guy had a sick combine and he's pretty young. Offensive line, obviously we could use some offensive line. All 3 of these tackles look nice. These 2 are probably going to be top 5 picks. We have a top 5 pick. This is probably my favorite of the offensive linemen, Lewis Jackson. I may trade down a couple picks to get him because I really want him. Left guard in the 6th round. These 2 both look really sick, especially this dude, Quentin Swinney from Georgia. These 2 look nice as well. This center looks sick. There are some very solid right guards. Right tackle, of course, Lewis Jackson looks like an absolute beast. Left end, we don't really need a defensive end. Melvin Ingram is on the last year of his contract. This guy looks pretty solid. Vidal Bierharnais? I don't know. Defensive tackle, also not a big need. We're good at starter with Solomon Thomas and Rashard. What's his face? Rashard Street. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. We also have good depth. Linebacker, very good linebackers. This guy is 24, but he is a guaranteed superstar. This might be my favorite, though. Carol Poole from Texas A&M. He looks like an absolute beast. Middle linebacker, these 3 all look really solid. This is probably my favorite, Tyson Stevens. But we already have Leonard Worrell there, so we don't need a middle linebacker. We could move one of them to outside, since we don't have Jatavis Brown. There are also these guys. Austin Allen, he looks like a beast. He's only 21. Zach Brink, looking nice. Corners, Alan Turner. His top 3 skills. Norris Combine is spectacular, but he is a guaranteed superstar development. Roman Pierce looks nice. Deion Cohen looks really nice. And pretty much every Madden draft class, there's no depth at corner. This guy in the 7th round looks all right. Probably like a 69 overall. Safety is not a huge need anymore of Keanu Neal. I like this guy, but we're probably not going to take him anymore. Haynes still looks nice. I might take this guy for safety depth. We did not get Tedrick Thompson, but I signed Tashawn Gibson instead. He was a little worse and a little older. Coco Bostic looks really nice. He is 24, and as I said, we're pretty good at safety. Brody Body did not have the best of seasons, and James Brandstater looks like an absolute beast at kicker. Punter, we do not need a punter because we have Drew Kaiser Valazer, but this guy went to Oregon, and his last name is Booty. Considering his last name is Booty, I almost have to take him. I legit have to take him. If he's undrafted, I'm no doubt signing him to my practice squad because he went to my Oregon, and his last name is Booty.